question we have is, can you feed bees honey? Of course you can. That's their natural feed. And so if you have a frame of honey left over from the previous year, unless you're a first year beekeeper, take a frame of that honey and save it, and then put that in with your package. Right? Then you don't have to feed them sugar, you don't have to buy sugar, you don't have to go to the trouble to mix up sugar into syrup. That's the best nutrition for them anyway. If you have a frame with honey and some pollen in it, that's even better. Question is, if you have some honey but it's not from your own bees, you don't know the source of that honey, if it's store-bought, it's been pasteurized, I would still say that that's better than feeding them a refined sugar. However, we don't know where that came from. And there's a concern that honey from another source, from an unknown source, may have foul brood spores in it. If it has foul brood spores in it, we could infect our own colonies. So if somebody offers you an old metal 5-gallon can of honey from 1970 something that was in storage, and what do we do with it? You want to use it to feed your bees, you may want to think twice.
Honey and store it for the winter?
Question is would it be recommended to save a frame or two of honey from a previous year, anticipating that you may be able to need to use that the next year? That's an excellent idea. You might want to put it in the freezer. A couple of reasons for freezing it. If there were wax moth eggs on there, it would kill them. Then they wouldn't make a mess consuming that. If you freeze it, then the honey won't granulate. It'll stay liquid, and that will be easier for the bees to consume the next spring. So if you anticipate losing bees, which I'm sorry to say that's the way it goes, that's one of the disappointments, it'll happen to you, then it's a good idea to save a frame of honey for the next year. Question, how would you, if you wanted to save a frame of honey to use to feed your bees, you're going to store it for a while, long term, maybe over the winter, so you'll have it next spring. Would you wrap it in something? Would you put it in saran wrap? I would not wrap it in black plastic. I wouldn't do that with wet cones either, storage equipment. If you were going to freeze it, it wouldn't matter, but when you wrap it, it creates a dark, moist, enclosed environment for wax moth. They love it in there when things are dark and enclosed.
If you're just going to put it right in the freezer, clear plastic.
Wouldn't hurt.